The new year's coming up, so I'm planning on sharing a lot of great information with you guys. One thing that's very important to remember is that when you run into obstacles, that means that opportunity is coming. When you're in your comfort zone and you're doing things that are very comfortable and doing things that provide you security and safety, those things can be fun, and there's definitely a place in life for that, but it doesn't mean that any growth is necessarily happening. And 2 points: the devil, whatever you want to call it, the evil forces, the dark forces in this world are always going to come for you when you're doing the right thing. When you've made your mind up to try and do the right thing, to try and have the right habits, to try and treat people right, to live by the golden rule, 10 commandments, whatever you go by, treat people the way you want to be treated, and you actually start living in faith and having faith that the universe loves you and it's plentiful, and you start walking in faith, basically that's when Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call it, that's when he puts his target on you. He has a sniper rifle and he's putting his target on you, basically. So just because you're doing everything, just because you're doing everything in your circle of power, like in your circle of influence, like everything in your power, right? That means that, yes, right when you're doing that, be prepared. Be prepared for a challenge. Don't expect just because you're doing right and you're living a good life, everything is going to go your way. Because that's right when the devil's going to come for you. And it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's in the Quran. It's in the Gita. It's in every holy book where people were tempted when they were on the right path, and they chose to stay true to themselves and true to the path that God set for them, and they knew the path that God set for them. And we're about to go into a new year, and a lot of people make a lot of resolutions they don't stick to. And from doing that myself many years, I realized there's no special day. It's not your birthday, it's not your anniversary, it's not the New Year's. You have to do things to as soon as you get the idea, as soon as you soak up some valuable information, you should implement that information. You don't need a new year. You implement that right away. That's what successful people do. And just because you're doing everything right doesn't mean that you're not going to run into the snares of the enemy. The enemy's setting a trap for you, and we need to be prepared to fight the enemy at all times. And we're fighting spiritual warfare. And a lot of times the enemy is within ourselves. The enemy is complacency. The enemy is laziness. The enemy is addiction. The enemy is ungratefulness and not taking time for gratitude. That is the first step, is realizing what you have, the soil you have, the seeds you have, and planting the seeds that are available to you. You do not control the soil you have. You do not control the seeds you have. You whatever God's given you, it's your job to work with it and multiply that and use your gifts. And God's given all of us a gift, and all of us run into challenges. And if it's not Satan putting challenges and the enemy putting challenges in front of you, it will be God testing you to see if you're ready to receive. That happens. God will test you. Even your friends will test you, and your loved ones, the people you love, your mother, your father, your wife, your husband will test you. They'll test to see how much you will take. They'll test to see your resolve. They'll test to see whether you stick to your values and you stay true to yourself. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because it's in our nature to test, and it's the nature of the universe to test. And are you going to be the same person when things get hard? Are you still going to do the same things and behave the same way? That's the key. Behave the same way, live the same life when everything gets hard. Everything is going to get hard, folks. Like, everything gets very hard. And that's when it counts. Are you still doing the right thing and living the right way and keeping the promises you made to yourself, whatever those promises are? Are you keeping consistent when things get hard? Are you keeping the faith? Just because this world, this three-dimensional world, doesn't show that you have whatever you want yet, just your desire for it. Your desire for it makes it possible. You have to believe that God wants the best for you, and anything that you desire with good intentions, not evil ones, anything you desire that's going to be good for you, that you desire with good intentions and with an open heart and with an open mind, be patient. It's not on your timeline. There is no timeline for God. You continue doing whatever you can do. So if you want to be fit, keep going to the gym. If you want whatever it is that you want, keep on taking those baby steps towards that. And there will undoubtedly be a lot of challenges. You will be in the sights of the enemy. The enemy's a sniper and he has you in his sights and he's going to pick away at you. And are you going to be able to keep moving forward? Just keep moving forward. No matter what the enemy puts in your way, that's your job. God wants you to keep moving forward. And that's how he tests you, to see if you can handle the blessings he gives you. Every blessing, everything comes with a cost. If you own a house, it's not just one big enjoyment. It's, you have to, things will break. You have to get things fixed. You have to pay taxes on that house. There's all sorts of costs, and it's not just an asset. It can be a liability. So the things that you do desire, it always comes with the responsibility of taking care of them and making sure you're ready to receive. So your job is making sure you're ready to receive and you're ready to absorb whatever the enemy puts in your way and fight back. Fight back with all your strength, and you keep your routine. You keep doing the right thing. And that's what the devil wants you to do. He wants you to get off your routine. He wants you to fall back into your addictions. He wants you to fall back into your complacency. He wants you to fall back into your anger problem. He wants you to fall back into snapping at people. And that's not what we do. In fact, when we're hurting, you treat people better. I've had days where I've had to roll with, where I had to drive a lot for work, and I would roll with a roll of paper towels in the car because I would have to wipe my face off because I'd be so frustrated because I'd be crying in between clients. But you know what? Did I keep moving? Did I keep doing it? Yes, you have to. And it's your job because the world needs you. You have worth. You might think a lot of negative things about yourself. You have worth. You wouldn't be here if God did not have a plan for you. So keep fighting, keep the faith, and no surrender.